Oh, peace. Hi there. I just want to make this video and try to be friendly and try to be friendly and explain to you the time I've had of it with the last 10 days of a wrestling match with a Windows 11 computer sitting right there. Man, the headache with the wrestling match was like 10 days long of where did it even go wrong in the first place? Well, see, the thing was, I needed a laptop. I had to have two computers because if one goes down, you got to troubleshoot the other one with the other one, with the one, I mean, so my other laptop went down terminally. So, so I bought a dumbed down version thinking I would upgrade the drive sizes later, and stuff like that, memory and stuff, So, but it's Windows 11, and everybody shrieks and is aghast at that now, like I was too. Windows 11. Ooh, what a terrible thing you read about it. But then when I got this computer, I set it up the day I got it in like less than 2 hours. Man, I had everything customized the way I wanted it. Even uh, I thought it was the easiest Windows I had ever set up. Uh, so I was fascinated and in love with it. Uh, But then I knew I would have to upgrade the drives, and I would have to do certain things to do that, like reinstall the Windows. And Microsoft now doesn't use key codes like in the old days, where you type the code in, it comes on the side of the box, the prism colored image with it, what key code on it, the key, type in. It's all licensed and automatic synchronization nowadays, and so it's crazy. But what you get into, anyway, it got into being able to when you resize the drives, which you get the service manual and then you get the video service manual from the manufacturer, and then your YouTube and you're good. You should be. If you know what you're doing a little bit, or maybe more in a little bit. I don't know. Well, that's questionable on my guru's part, whether I know what I'm doing at all. But maybe sometimes, but maybe not at other times because I do wonders. But so I figured this one out. But once I realized it was a download I was looking for from a Microsoft website, the Microsoft website, then I knew what I had to find was media creation tool for Windows on Microsoft website. So then once I found that, I was all right. I carefully read the instructions and chose the third of the three options, which took like some time consuming, laborious. This was just one day of the 10 days I fought with this, and I solved it all on the 10th day. And so I chose the third option, which gave me eventually a bootable DVD. I mean, that when I put it in a portable DVD drive, plugged into the DVD driveless, the dumbed down version of a laptop I had to settle for. Uh, but cost wise, so I had a portable external drive, and so I tested it on that when I burned the disk and on the main computer, and I tested it on the portable drive, and it wanted to install Windows 11. It started to install it actually. I thought there would be a cancel or an opt-out button, like stop button somewhere. I mean, cancel. I mean, but there wasn't. It was starting to install Windows 11 on top of the perfectly fine Windows 11 computer sitting there now, and I couldn't stop it until it locked itself up and said it needed a BitLocker encryption code or something out of the Microsoft account, and it didn't offer. I had to go back and forth between computer to computer, from side of the apartment to the side of the apartment, Googling one thing here and going to the other computer and trying it, and then going with that information back to the other computer and Googling it there and back and forth, 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 until I finally, what the hell happened then? I mean, it was so mind-boggling when you get into this kind of stuff, I mean, but to give you an idea what I go through here, this is night after night for 10 nights, I mean, but then so I figured out what BitLocker encryption is, and I found it's a 48-digit code inside your Microsoft account that somehow from that screen, I don't know how I did it, but it took me amazingly in the moment, the existential real-time moment. It took me, the decision I made at the time took me to a screen where I found that 48-digit code and wrote it down and typed it in my other computer and printed it out and read it into this computer and found a typo in it and fixed it and printed it and added more information to it. What was on the screen here, and so it's all digitally backed up. Okay, so I'll need that because it would have been a complete cluster screw job if I would have gone to oh man, put that in there and not had a bit locker encryption code. So I got all that done. So I'm sure if I resize the drives now, I'm pretty sure, it was fairly sure as I can get, they'll be resized. I'll be able to reinstall the Windows on it, and it'll see my synchronize with my license code the way it does, and so that's where my head's been for like 10 days wrestling match. That's why I look like I'm a mess now, and my hair's all falling out from, I don't want to say how many years of medication that did that to me, and I didn't like that. Now that it's all these years later, and that's a fact, I look the way I do. I clean up nice. I can be friendly too. Nice to see you. Have a nice day. Bye now. What the hell do I do here? Where'd he go?